All right, guys, welcome back to Drag the Waters podcast,
Yes,
episode 17.
We're back.
Back from the dead, like the fucking undead that we can only hope will rise up and take back the earth.
Oh, that would be nice.
All right, well, essentially,
Feast for fungus.
You know, we're a libertarian podcast. We used to say that we drag the waters for all the cool shit and all the bullshit.
Which we do.
We do. But, you know, mostly we like to discuss, well, I like to discuss anarchism. Oh, do I get to talk about magic again?
Yeah, why the fuck not? I thought you were the anarcho-sorcerer.
Yeah, I am your host, AJ, anarcho-sorcerer, man, Aaron James.
Hell yeah.
It's glad to be back for all of you, all 8 of you.
Yes, sir.
Us included. We're glad to be back, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, sitting here with my best host, my best bro.
What's going on? Lurker Mario, DT Dubs, Central Texas, represent, bro.
Hell yeah. And today we are... Instead of doing Machiavellian Monkeys, you can find us there, www.machiavellianmonkeys.com, if you want to learn about the human animal and power. And we're studying Machiavelli's The Prince. We'll be back next week with the 8th episode.
Mm-hmm.
So but we're not doing that today.
Yeah.
No, today we're going to talk shit about whatever we feel like.
Yes.
Socialism, feminism, China, Joe Biden, because we're pretty much alt-right over here.
Oh, God.
No, we're not. We are apathetic to all the racial shit because it's really not that important.
No.
It's an economic thing.
Yes, sir.
It's a class struggle.
Yeah.
So
either you're gonna do something with your life or you're not, and you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, because if it wasn't a racial thing, like we wouldn't be having opioid crisis, you know.
Yeah.
With all the meth crises, with all the broke ass white folks in the trailer park.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
And I think, oh man, I forget which one it was. I think it's Equanimity.
Equanimity?
Yeah,
what about it?
with Dave Chappelle when he's making fun of heroin addicted whites in his basement or whatever, in his fucking kitchen.
It's like, I don't care neither.
Yeah, dude.
It's great.
Just say no. Oh, man. Glorious.
That's pretty much it, you know, except I don't know if the government engineered our meth.
Right.
You know. And if they did it, they probably done a shitty job, you know.
Fun fact, the guy who plays Walter White.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston. He's a method actor, and he got the CIA to teach him how to make 99% pure crystal meth for the position as long as he agreed to be on a watch list. Oh, no, I mean, well, if you're that famous anyhow.
Right.
It's like you're already there.
He's like, oh, dude, yeah, gonna make meth after I retire or whatever.
Yes, put me on the list to go to the Illuminati dinner.
And clearly, I mean, I'm an individualist. I'm not a collectivist. So with regards to drug addiction and everything, you know, like you do what you're going to do as long as it doesn't bother me, you know, and like who am I to say anything about your porn addiction or whatever it is, right? Like,
when as an individual, you are also free to put your money towards any cause you want.
Exactly.
You know, so if you really feel bad about it, something, you can go do something about it. Put your money up.
Organized.
Or change your Facebook profile pic to a rainbow flag.
Boom. I posted this.
Problem solved.
Orange Square. Oh, no, the Orange Square was Fire Festival. Never mind. I think it was Black Square.
Black Square.
I didn't post the square. A bunch of people on Instagram posted the square after George Floyd died.
Oh, I'm off the Facebook, man.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Fuck Facebook. Facebook's for plebs.
Dude, if I were to get Instagram, it'd just be for unsavory purposes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got to follow Derek Lewis, I'm telling you.
Derek Lewis, who's that?
The Black Beast.
Oh, isn't he a fighter?
Yes. He posts a bunch of fucked up shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, like almost faces of death shit.
Oh, well, I don't want to see that, man. I want to see
a lot of people do.
I want to see TNA,
yeah,
bro.
That's
what I get there for, bro. Like, I want to see the biomes of the earth.
Heard that, biomes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that is good. That is good. Speaking of biomes and personal happiness, I was looking at Rob Henderson's page, as I do. He's a good guy to follow on Twitter. And he has a newsletter. Shout out to my boy Rob Henderson, man. But he actually posted a study that suggested that long-term happiness or what's the word? Fulfillment, like feeling fulfilled or whatever. I forget the right term. But he talks about how it's pretty much, it sounds like traditional values. Like he says it sounds like they're preaching traditional values because it's not wealth.
Who's preaching traditional values?
The study for long-term happiness.
Oh, for long-term happiness.
For individuals is that like getting married, having children, having a sustainable relationship, and like setting your foundations is going to give you long-term happiness over like having casual sex and lots of money and nice things.
Yeah, definitely. It goes back to like our Paleolithic ancestry. Mm-hmm. It's like you have a community, you know, if you have a partner, things become way easier. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have kids, that means there's going to be, your children are going to grow up when you get old mm-hmm. to be there. They're going to produce more kids, so you're going to have like this constant, basically a garden of happiness.
Yeah.
You know.
And community.
Yeah, I mean, what they say, drip is great, you know.
Drip? I thought drip was just style.
I thought it was bling.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's both.
I don't know, man. I'm not black.
Heard that. It's the internet.
I wonder how long it's like. I've only heard this recently. Is this a new thing, or is this just?
I want to say last year.
I bet it's been underground for longer.
I've heard drip for 1 year.
Really? I've only heard about it like maybe in the past month.
Because I remember they were trying to get rid of because they got rid of Apu.
Yeah. From
The Simpsons. And then they were like going off and getting rid of minority. Like the guy who plays Cleveland's a white guy, the voice actor.
Oh, man.
And so
wait, Hector's a white guy?
Huh? I don't know, man. What are we talking about
Hector?
now? Yeah, no. Maybe. The guy who plays Cleveland from the Family Guy.
I've always associated Hector with the Hispanic community.
Oh, well, yeah, but who's Hector? What are we talking about?
I thought it's the voice of Cleveland.
Oh, is he? But
maybe I misheard you.
The first time I heard drip was when they were trying to protect Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, because they're like, dude, he's got the machismo, he's got the drip, and he goes against the stereotypical Mexican, stereotype.
The lazy Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. He's like fast, he's hardworking, he's loyal, he's friendly, like he's all the good things, man. So they were like, Speedy must be protected.
Yeah, man.
This is the internet.
It's funny, dude. Aunt Jemima.
Aunt Jemima.
It's
just signaling.
It's so weak, bro.
It's just signaling.
It's so weak.
Like, I'm offended by this black lady representing maple syrup.
Okay, white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, represent. No one cares.
This is what's wrong with collectivism, bro. Like, I don't care about any of these people's opinions. So, like, why are they changing the world around me? You know what I'm saying?
I might be 5 to 10% collectivist. You know, but it's probably more tribalist because that's how it manifests.
I thought we were volunteerists. Or did I just say we?
If you're getting
comrade?
If you're getting if you're getting political, yeah, voluntarist. I'm actually thinking agorism might be the best way.
Explain this.
Participate in anarchism. Agorism is basically says the government exists.
Okay.
We don't need it. Mm-hmm. And if I need to go find guns or drugs, I don't have to go through government-approved channels to get it. I go to the agora, which is the Greek marketplace.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like whatever you want, whatever you need, go to the agora. If you need your yard mowed, go to someone. Basically, it's a community thing. And that's what I've always talked about, building anarchist networks, because I think states are just like a fundamental force of nature potentially. Not saying you shouldn't try to like undermine it or, well, I don't think you should try to defeat it because I think doing that only kind of feeds it more power. But like,
oh yeah, it gives it an excuse to extend power for sure.
Yeah, because when people rise up, unless they have enough force to be an actual threat, or they do it in such a way where the optics are like questionable, it's just gonna be an excuse for them to. They're bringing the troops back home, man.
Yeah,
like they're bringing them back to do some work.
Nah, man, nah. I don't think so. I think those people, when they get home, they're gonna be glad to get home. They're not gonna want to come home and like start fucking people up.
Well, what about the cops who live here?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or that's a good question.
What about them? They're doing their job.
Yeah, what about them?
They got orders.
Yeah. Great book to read, Ordinary Men. Ordinary Men is about, I think they were Polish police officers that were acquired by the Nazi state. And they went from just being regular policemen to like killing women and children in the fields.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Yeah.
Like it starts off small and then it gets bigger and bigger and worse and worse.
Yeah, it's interesting how they use the psychology too, because like they use the group dynamic, so similar to like I guess cancel culture. They'll ask a question to the group, or they'll be like, if anybody doesn't want to be here, they can go home now.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say that out loud in like a group setting, and like the other people, they don't want to seem like cowards or anything like that. And then like once they start stepping up the atrocities, it's like well, we've already done this together.
Yeah, sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, exactly. So it just goes and goes until like you're given the order.
Yeah, it's messed up, bro, and if you're heard, which is 90% chance you are.
Yeah.
Maybe 70% chance. 78. I don't know what the percentage is.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this quote up from Machiavelli's. We're gonna bring this up again.
We're crossing over, bro.
Yeah, no.
We're crossing over.
We're gonna say this again next week, so get ready, guys. What it says: for ordinary people are always deceived by appearances and by the outcome of things. And in the world there is nothing but ordinary people, and there's no room for the few, while the many have a place to lean on.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Social media. What's up?
That's social. Ugh. Yeah, bro, it's bad.
This is what's so good about like the smaller social media. What do they call alternative media? Like locals and stuff.
Alt tech,
Because then you could just like get with your tribe and make money. But the problem with that is the circle.
What do you mean?
What's the word? I think it's called a circle, right? Echo chamber.
Oh, the echo chamber?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, it's just marketing.
Yeah.
So when you market, if you're doing it right, you confirm. If you're doing it as particularly just for sales, if you write a sales letter, your job is to confirm your market's bias, because it's the signal.
Right.
It's the identifier.
Sell.
Because they're like, oh, I'm part of this. And then like, yes, you're part of this.
Right.
Aren't you hungry?
Yeah.
Don't you want that cheeseburger?
I do.
Don't you like freedom?
Yes.
Well, come down and celebrate the Freedom Day by getting our cheeseburger.
Oh, dude,
Plus, it's on sale. And we're giving away French fries.
Dude.
Freedom fries.
Freedom fries, dude. Throwing a free T-shirt, bro, and I might invite somebody.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. And it's across everywhere. This is just part of the sales culture. It's a technology, essentially. It's persuasion.
Right.
So, and it could be used for good. It can be used for ill, because it's just technology, and that's how it goes. And, yeah, man, it's pretty...
So tell me more about how agorism is superior to collectivism.
Oh, because it's community-based.
Okay.
But I was just saying it's probably the most direct way to participate in anarchism without the idea of completely changing America into an anarchist state. Which is oxymoronic.
Yes.
Because it's like, if you have anarchism, you're going to have thousands of states, if not more than that, tens of thousands. Because
of feudal lords.
Like, it's not a state, it's a private society.
Right.
Well, someone's got guns. Someone's going to enforce some rules, and there's going to be conflict. But there's going to be mediators. Well, it's hard to mediate with a bullet through your head.
Yeah.
So.
And like, evil exists.
Yeah, it does.
And if you're going around being naive and thinking that you're going to be the good guy, you're going to be Eddard Stark, you're going to get your fucking head chopped off. Well,
it's particularly true of statesmen. You could probably be a decent dude in society and live, especially in a prosperous society such that we live in, and be okay, except, your wife might cheat on you or something because you're too nice.
Yeah.
But especially if you're compliant and all that, if you're not causing trouble for the state, they like having you because you make a wonderful, say it with me, slave, yes, that's the right word. Well, peasantry, slavery has... mostly evolved regarding the general populace, but there's actual slavery maybe in prisons, and then Libya. There's
an interesting argument against slavery, how slavery was going to end in the South, because it was becoming so the South was actually handicapping themselves by having such a slave reliant economy, and so that they were going to be or they were being outproduced by the North. They just had the cash crops, but essentially they were limiting their production by creating laws
and enforcing laws that kept the slaves from being able to read and write and do complex labor. And as the society grew, like they had the cotton gin and stuff, like as advancements happened, it was more and more of a liability for a person to have slaves that couldn't read and write and couldn't do complex labor like making clothes or carpentry or wood. So there's an argument suggesting that it would switch to like a commerce society and that slavery would have ended eventually, like over the next 30 to 60 years or whatever, as it became cost or like a detriment to the owners.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it always goes. There's I listened briefly to this talk by Genesis Peorage of Throbbing Gristle fame, an industrial musician, famous chaos magician, did the Temple of Psychic Youth back in the 70s or 80s. They became, I forget what kind of sexuality it was. It's not pansexual, but Genesis Peorage was it's not even transsexual. She was born male, transitioned to female, but their weird sexuality was that her and her female partner got plastic surgery to look like each other.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it was weird. It's kind of hot though, not gonna lie.
Was it? Were they hot?
In their youth. By the end of it, it was
they looked like abominations.
Grotesque.
Heard that.
But it was either her or Jason Louvre, who was her student, famous, he's famous, but he's a magic teacher if you want to go learn. Like the whole ritual magic, spirituality, meditation kind of stuff, it's a whole complicated course of manifestation in the occult. But they said basically like the only reason that working conditions improved at all for people was because it benefited the elite.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? They actually work better if they only work 40 hours a week. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? They work better if they get a coffee break.
Yeah.
Oh, they work better if they have health care so they don't fucking die and you lose, labor.
Yeah, and it also, so people tend to not, people overlook the fact, I know this is a gross generalization, but people overlook the fact that labor is a market. It's a labor market, right? And so the people that are hiring have to create incentives for people to go work for them. Good example of this is having the coffee break, having 40-hour work weeks, increases in vacation pay or benefits or 401k options, stock options and stuff, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you get the best labor.
Gets people, yeah.
Or the best slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, you can say it's not slavery anymore. And it's not, because if it's voluntary, it's not slavery. Mm-hmm. Unless you call it voluntary slavery or somewhere, you just call it working class living or working in the service industry. But
well, it's very much similar to in a way, to back in the day. Like we consider ourselves merchants, right? Because I think merchants the best class to be in. Right?
Well, it's better than being a king, because a king, one, it's a lot of responsibility. You have a target on your back. Unless you're pimping, then go do that.
Yeah.
I don't have that. It sounds like a lot of work. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to work that hard.
Yeah.
I'm
we
not
came up with the name.
I'm not one of these Christian work ethic people.
Well, yeah, just look at Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all those people, like building spaceships and doing starting countries or whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make money or get good at something, do it for 10 years.
Yeah, or just live well and not have such a huge target on your back.
Yeah, that's why merchants are better, because you can make all the money and build the business, and you don't have to have the responsibility over other people if you don't want it. Mm-hmm. Even though I do think there's, I would say it is moral if you are asymmetrically wealthy, to use that wealth to, first you're going to improve the quality of your family life, and then, let your cup overflow and spill, into your community or at least to your friends.
Yeah.
And to, help other people get off the ground. Of course, there are, some people might call useless people out there, and you can't help them because they don't have the right attitude or the capacity, or they become a charity case.
Yeah, or they're just,
which is an expense you're going to have to manage.
It's just tragedy. Like unexceptional people exist and that's just reality. Even educated people can be unexceptional.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I've seen places where people just become content with being a big fish in a small pond with their degree, and like even though there's chances to move up, they don't. You know.
Well, that's up to them. You know.
Exactly, individualism, bro.
But the only problem is when those people like get resentful.
Yeah.
It's like you gave away the initiative, bro.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
Again, individualism. But back to what we were saying about merchant class.
Yeah.
So there's still an American caste system, or I guess a caste system of the capitalist society. It's the server class. You have the people, minimum wage jobs, making hamburgers and making tacos.
Just because you're making burgers doesn't mean you're making minimum wage.
Yeah, no, you're right. Entry level jobs, I guess, or low skill jobs. The most replaceable jobs. Because then again, there's market competition there. You know, was it Pete Terry's is hiring cooks for $15 an hour. Chick-fil-A is hiring for $16 an hour, and Wendy's is hiring for $7 an hour. You know, like,
well, as far as I know,
production.
All the restaurants are increasing. They have to increase their wage right now because
competition.
No one wants to go back to work.
Well, I don't know how it is in other places, but there's people working here.
Well, some people are working, but like there's not enough. Like everyone's got hiring signs.
Yes, this is true.
Because after the lockdown and the government checks or whatever, a lot of people are like they don't want to go back to work.
You see, I don't know.
I don't know if this is true. I've heard it through other podcasts.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. I don't know too much about that narrative outside of my state because I understand that our state ended the $600 bonus money to unemployed. So people on unemployment are making 40% of whatever their wages were.
Yeah.
Without the $600 a week bonus. So that's an incentive to get back to work unless you want to make like $50 a week or whatever the fuck it is. But I don't know. I remember I had a discussion with a guy in New York, and he was saying he had a business major. He was a master in business, and he said that there wasn't any jobs in New York City. And he said that the only jobs available were labor jobs, but even those were snatched up really quick by the unions. And so to me, they had like a reverse market position that we do in Central Texas because we happen to live in the fastest growing area in the Western Hemisphere.
Hell yeah.
So the situation that we have here is unique in that there's always, or at least for the last decade, there's been more jobs than there's been people. So companies have to have a competitive rate in order to attract people to work for them. Whereas what he was telling me in a Twitter argument that turned into a Twitter conversation, which was like really refreshing because most of the time when you're on Twitter, you're just yelling at each other. But he was suggesting to me that in New York, they had the opposite. There's more people than there are jobs. So there's less competition. And because of that, the businesses can pay whatever they want, which is typically the minimum that they can get away with because there's so many people that just need the work.
They locked down hard there, though, man. So all the businesses that were there are dead. So like and then the future of the city's uncertain, so no one's going to want to go there and open up shop. It's going to be prohibitively expensive. They lock down again, then they're going to lose all of their money. So they've just dug their grave.
Yeah, and the rent is so high because of all the regulation and shit, like rent, construction. Like if you're going to go and remodel your shit, there's like a bunch of red tape. I mean, New York is the number 1, number 2 most expensive city to do anything in the United States. So I imagine like even if you're looking at a lease, you know, that's a lot of principle that you got to like bring to the table just to start.
Yeah, and then whatever money you make, you know, you're gonna lose half of it. So it's just ridiculous, man. Yeah. Don't go to New York. Go to Montana.
Yeah. Utah.
Yeah, wherever, man. But this fucking lockdowns are fucking bullshit, dude. I'm tired of hearing about them.
Again, dude.
I'm tired of hearing people talking about COVID-19, Delta variant, and the new Lambda variant. I even heard about that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's Well, the media's going to milk this
for sure
for all it's worth.
It's the new fear. Donald Trump's gone. Global warming is
it's
less
on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly. So right now it's the big scare, and trust your doctor. Trust you're an individual. I always I'll fall back to individualism over collectivism.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not responsible for my health. I'm not responsible for your health. If you have a underlying medical condition or you're predisposed or whatever, at high risk, take the necessary precautions that you think is necessary to maintain your safety. And if that's getting the vaccine or whatever, like do your thing. Me, I'm a little bit more, what's the word?
Healthy.
Healthy, yeah, but also like I have a higher tolerance than risk than normal people. I wouldn't say I have like Gary Vaynerchuk tolerance to risk.
Well, he had parents that had a vineyard, so his risk, how much was it really?
Right. Okay. Well, I don't have that level of risk tolerance, but I have enough to where, I'm a young man, I'm 30, I'm pretty healthy, I exercise. I think the chances of me dying are 1 in 30,000 for people in my age group, so I'll take that bet.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any asthma or anything that could really mess up, if I got hit. And, yeah, I don't want no freaking... I guess we shouldn't talk about this too much because... YouTube, bro.
I don't know, man. Look, my parents are vaccinated. My grandma, like the people that I'm worried about, they're vaccinated. You know? And so, like, feel good for them. I'm just not worried about myself. Like, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah. It's unnecessary. We'll see once the job search gets heavy.
Yeah.
So even still, I'd rather not if I can avoid it.
Case study: Sweden never shut down.
So. Yeah, man. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing people's opinions about it. I still don't understand how people can trust major institutions. Like when the politicking is beyond obvious.
Yes.
Well, I guess if you're only if you're getting the CNN cathedral drip, you're not gonna
IV. You're getting into your veins, bro.
Yeah, you're not looking like they can't see how obscene their hatred for Donald Trump really was, like how ridiculous it was.
Partisan.
Yeah, if you want to call it, partisan, sure. You use big words. Fucking, it was stupid, man. It's you don't have to like the dude, but the fact that everybody, and it really sucked that this virus thing coincided with the end of with the election.
Oh, yeah.
Because then it became super political, and that's the big reason why I can't trust anything. Like, if it wasn't an election year, who knows? Like, if it happened after the election, maybe we would have gotten decent information
from the get-go.
About hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin or any of these things.
No, that wouldn't happen. I mean, I would like to say that, but, let's say nothing happened leading up to the election, right? No lockdowns, none of that shit.
Yeah.
We would have been in the highest economy. We were in the highest economy that the United States has ever had, and the lowest unemployment for every demographic. It was just the lowest. We had the highest production, the largest oil producer in the world, blah, blah, blah. So that means Donald Trump gets reelected.
Yeah.
Right? Because he didn't botch the lockdowns, and there weren't the riots because people were still working. They weren't stuck at home with getting free money, and they couldn't burn cities to the ground. All the shit, right? All the bullshit. Donald Trump's president. COVID happens. The same thing fucking happens, bro. He talks about ivermectin. He talks about hydroxychloroquine. He talks about the UV whatever. And the media just grills him for it. It'd be the exact same thing, but Donald Trump is the president.
Right.
I don't think it'd be the same.
The problem is Donald Trump opening his mouth.
Yeah, and then the same thing, Donald Trump, we're politically divided now because of his presidency and because he shook the Bushes. He shook the Bushes on the left. He shook the Bushes on the right. He divided both parties. He, polarized both of the parties. So it made the
various, what's it called, factions within the parties more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with him as the president, it would still be like more and more fractioning and more politicization. So like it might even be worse than it is now with like media distrust and stuff like that, I think.
I guess so. Well, at least his presidency and everything made media distrust go super high.
Yes.
So that anyone who was vaguely right of center
Mm-hmm.
could see everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing.
I wonder too if he was still the president, if they would have took him off of Twitter. Like if he got reelected in what, November? I think it's
Mm-hmm.
November, right? If they would have took him off of Twitter, because they took him off of Twitter January 6th.
Yeah.
All right.
Oof.
Let's not talk about that.
Jack Dorsey. Ugh. Oh man. It's like being in a fucking video game, bro.
Yeah, and the funny thing too is just I think a benefit that we have being nonpartisan is that we could see the bullshit from both sides.
Yeah.
Whereas like people on the right like dislike the left and everything that
Oh, because they're partisan.
Yeah,
they're
and
team
then people
player.
on the left, they're just like nothing from over there is good, like it's evil, you know.
Yeah,
And
they're
so
religious, man.
it's really easy to see people when they're like bandwagoning, when they're just like deferring their logic to the party.
Yep.
And I was reading right now I've been reading, so I bought a bunch of books on communism and socialism because I'm tired of like hearing about it. I want to like know about it.
Yeah.
So I'm reading From Under the Rubble, which is a collection of essays edited or compiled by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. But one of the things he talks about in it's either the first or second essay. One of the things they talk about is the religion of like the false dichotomy or the parliamentary. He critiques the American system, but he mostly talks about the parliamentary system because I guess he's closer, or maybe he fled to England. I'm not sure, but he talks about how the same thing happens. Like people pick a side, and then that side they can never admit to fall. It's like really hard to reach across the aisle because like those people are trying to win elections. They're still ruling class. Like they're still trying to get reelected. So they have to appeal to their constituents. They can't admit to fault because then that would discredit themselves and their party.
Yeah, because it violates the game.
Yeah.
To be real,
Mm-hmm.
that's what sucks about these republics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it becomes about election instead of about improving society or being even a representative. Because you're not, if you're elected official, you're not really representing your whole district. You're representing supposedly the majority. And you're not even representing the majority. You're representing a minority that cared enough
to
go vote for you. Which is like, you read about this stuff in the Anarchist Handbook by Michael Malice. Been working my way through that, and it's the same stuff, dude. It's just like, it's all illegitimate. It's all a smokescreen so that you can feel less bad about the terrible stuff that the government is doing because you got to put your say in.
Yeah.
Even though
that's my boy.
Your choices were already dictated to you. It's fucking garbage. You know, especially as far as like the closer you get to the federal government, the bigger the government, the more bullshit it is, and it's not even worth like being about it. It should be a small country like Montenegro.
Yeah. Where is that? South America.
It's in the Balkans.
Balkans. Oh, okay. So it's in like.
It's former Yugoslavia.
All right.
I heard about today because there's a chick comedian from there, and they're
nice.
making fun of her because of that. Because she tries to go on stage and talk about she's from Montenegro, and people are like, where is that?
Dude.
So it loses the crowd really quick.
I heard that.
Or they think it's racist because it has, Negro in the name.
Yeah. Because people are dumb.
Yeah, they're really dumb.
Yeah.
Because they think, like, words.
Yeah.
It's like context.
Literally the Spanish word for black.
Yeah.
Like, people say they're black all the time. American blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, dude. What is it? What's his name? Malcolm X.
Yeah.
He wanted to do the black separatist movement. They wanted to have like a nation of Islam or something like that. Am I tripping? Black Panthers? Didn't this happen?
I don't know, dude. I'm not an African American studies
Heard that.
major. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Say you do you, boo. I don't fucking care, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Individualism.
It's like I'm cool to hang out with anybody who's not an asshole.
Yeah.
Or who's and who's like interesting and we could get along.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm fucking if you're too much work. Like I said, I'm not trying to work over here.
Yeah, dude.
Trying
to hang out.
Unless I'm trying to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come at me with your fucking leftist commie bullshit. Oh, the weak people.
Fuck those people.
Oh, the dumb people.
Fuck those.
You don't say that. Oh, the poor minorities who are too dumb and incapable because you're so much better than them that you have to like stick your 2 cents in.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear from the other side. I don't want to hear, it's Jews versus Nazis. Like, I don't want to hear.
It's the same shit, dude.
It's the same shit, and it's tiresome.
Mm-hmm.
It's all religion on the right or on the left. They're playing the same game.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just grateful that we live in a society that has mostly outlawed enforced discrimination. Mostly.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Now, it's like Jordan Peterson said, man, it's like we live in a very equal society. And it could be made more equal. It could be made more fair. Mm-hmm. But equity's not possible. Equity defies nature. Like, I don't understand when people are like, we need to live in a more equitable society. It's like, no, bro, that's like literally goes against nature. Like, stupid people exist. People are born into this world with IQs of like 60.
Mm-hmm.
That happens, because when people start talking about that shit, dude, it just goes back to eugenics, bro. They tried doing this in the late 1800s, early 1900s. This is what this literature led up to World War II.
Mm-hmm.
These people were like, okay, well, these poor people, we need to forcefully sterilize them. And we need to get the athletic people and make them have offspring. And the smart people and make them have offspring.
Yeah, eugenics.
Yeah. It's just like...
You're still going to get duds.
Yeah.
Because even if you have 2 highly fit, intelligent people and they have 10 kids, the 10 kids aren't all going to roll the same character.
Yeah, dude. Boom. Play
some
some
of them are going to be
Dragons.
women.
Yeah. This is true.
But, yeah, no, I think even if there was like a socialist society, like you have to give up, like to voluntarily participate, you're going to have to give up a lot.
Yeah.
Like whatever your passion is.
Gone.
Yeah, because like
I
listen to a lot of comedians and they're all, some of them spout some of this nonsense, and I take it to the logical conclusion, which is like some kind of socialism.
No.
It's like they don't need you. You're like C-list.
Yeah.
It's like the state comedian is Jim Gaffigan.
Right.
And you're going to go apply to the government because if the government controls everything.
And they're like, we already have a comedian.
It's like, we don't need you. We already have a comedian. And then you're going to be like, all right, well, you're going to need a job. They're going to give you a job. They're going to give you, you're going to be like, your options are going to be severely limited, and there's still going to be a classist society.
Yeah. This is what F.A. Hayek talks about in Road to Serfdom. He says that people in a free market society, free to choose, right, capitalist society, they choose their fate by participating to the level that they want to participate in. And sometimes that will create resentment because lower producers or underachievers might resent overproducers or high achievers, right? But the same thing would happen, but worse in a socialist society, because then the people in lower positions would be put there by the state.
and people in higher positions would be put there by the state. And then the people up high would feel righteous because they're valued by the state, and the people put low would grow a different kind of resentment because they know that they're being put there, especially if they think they're there and they should be somewhere else.
Yeah, because that's real state oppression as opposed to being oppressed by God.
Yeah. Nature, for sure.
So, but either way, whether you're socialist, communist, capitalist, free market, like there's going to be classes, and that's how it goes.
Yes.
And a lot of some of the African villages and stuff, they have a culture where whatever you make, like you give it to everybody. So no one can really build any wealth because it's just drained away by non-producers. And then I guess the people who do want to produce, they come to America. So that's why we get all like the best people.
Yeah. Even Elon Musk said that, bro. He was like, I came to America because I wouldn't be able to do it unless I did it here. Or like something like, I'm paraphrasing that.
And that kind of sucks for everywhere else because, they're losing their
best.
They're elite, except for those that commit to staying there. And then...
Or people that go back, man.
And the native-born Americans, like, have to reconcile with that, you're not temperamentally... You have to compete with the best everywhere, which is why America is great. Could be better with less regulation.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's the whole deal, man.
And I agree with you, man. There's definitely... what's it called? It is noble to go back and to like help other people out, especially if you said, what is it, fill your cup or
let your cup overflow.
Yeah,
when it overflows, like rising tide raises all ships. And that's what does happen with technology and stuff.
And then it's also just like reinvesting in your community. There's a good interview with Killer Mike. And he talks about going back to his hood and buying strip malls and building like barbershops and getting these people educated and like lifting them up.
Well, hopefully he's also, if he wants to do like really good, he's gonna put in a security force, to police the community.
Yeah.
Hopefully from the community so they can feel safer.
Yeah.
Then you got to oversee that and manage it. But no, that's good. It's awesome that he's going to do that. And then if you want to be smart about, giving out your money, you're going to give it out to people who can do something with it. And I'm not against giving homeless people $1. If I have the homeless person is there and I'm feeling I have the dollar and it's just $1 and it's like, I can't have, can I have $1? Sometimes it's like, fine. And I know the dollar's not going to do nothing. It's like real charity, Just because you can teach a man to fish doesn't mean you shouldn't give away fish. Right. Unless you're like a objectivist and you think that's immoral. But like sometimes you just want to feed somebody.
Right.
Sometimes you just want to give the dollar away because, maybe you get to feel good for a second. I know it's not changing nothing, but I want to do it voluntarily.
Voluntarily.
So my fucking dollar, if I want to give it away.
That's up to you.
That's fine. Even though it does hurt when you give a dollar away and then they just fuck off with like no gratitude.
Yeah. They're just like, thanks, bro. You got more? What is it? I think that's Anton LaVey was pretty good with this.
Satanist.
Yeah. His whole thing is like, let the stupid people be stupid. If you want to help stupid people, that's up to you. If you want to be charity, if you want to teach somebody, like do that. But you're your own God, so cultivate that, right? Invest in yourself, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and it's the best thing to do is to invest in yourself. I'm just talking shit right now because some people, you don't have to listen to me.
No,
I'm just a dude.
Yeah,
just a dude.
Just people.
Live your life as best as however you want. I don't fucking care.
How's it saying it? For ordinary people are always deceived by appearances. Blah 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 blah. And nothing but ordinary people are in this world.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And
we also have the added, what's it called? Is privilege the right word?
I mean, you can use it. I don't care.
Being born in the United States.
Yeah.
We have like all we had the luck, dude. We roll. I think we said this like in the first 3 podcasts, bro. Rolled high. American male 90s, bro.
Central Texas.
Yeah.
Fastest growing thing. All the opportunities coming here.
Right here, dude. So that's a good opportunity because there's people in third world nations that will, similar to people hundreds of years ago, just stay within like a 50-mile radius of their village.
Well, some people
their
do
whole
it.
life.
Small town America.
Yeah.
The same deal. And it's just how it's been probably for all of human history. Except maybe when the Anunnaki came down from the sky and you know, started humans mixing our DNA so we can mine the gold.
Mine the gold. Yeah. When is the 10th planet coming back, bro?
Nibiru?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I haven't read.
I thought it was
Stitching.
supposed to come back 11 years ago.
Yeah, I think they tried to like syncretize it to 2021 or 20. Was it no? When was
2012?
2012.
2012.
2012.
Dude,
dog.
I watched that movie again recently. I forgot how fun that movie is.
What movie?
2012. It's just called 2012.
Is it just a disaster movie?
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of those old monster movies where you get to see like the bridge get destroyed, the Golden Gate Bridge gets destroyed, and the pyramids get destroyed, and Big Ben gets destroyed, and Tokyo gets destroyed. You just get to see it like crumble in different ways, and people drowning and volcanoes exploding or whatever. It's just fun to watch. It's a fun movie.
Hell yeah, fun movies are great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep thinking about Judge Dredd.
Just
a fun movie.
Yeah, dude. Incinerate. I am the law.
What's up, hot shot?
What?
Yeah, dude. Just a good old fun movie.
Hell yeah.
You know, we need more shit like that. I haven't seen it. And I want to go see the new Suicide Squad.
They made a new Suicide Squad?
Yeah, James Gunn.
Okay.
Well, they have Suicide Squad, and now it's the Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay, I heard that.
And
is it a sequel, or did the first one just suck that bad, dude?
I don't think it's quite a sequel, not quite a reboot. Like they're like kind of in the same universe. I don't know the whole metaphysics of it.
Heard that.
I think it's going to be better. It looks okay. Of course, I kind of hate a lot of the dialogue. You see similar character archetypes from James Gunn. You have like the monosyllabic.
He's the one that did Guardians.
Okay. So you have like the dumb semi-human. So you have King Shark instead of Groot.
Right.
So King Shark can talk like a 3-year-old and stuff, and then you have the
quirky smart ass.
Maybe that's probably Pete Holmes' character. But then there's also Batista Drax, like the super autistic, take everything
serious
at word value or whatever. They have the same dude. It's John Cena,
right?
And it's super retarded.
Heard that. And
then there's just like dialogue in the trailer where like Harley Quinn jumps on the bus. Is like, sorry, I'm late. I was doing a number 2, and I'm just like, really?
Why?
Really? Like, you're gonna dumb this down to that?
Yes.
You know.
What's it rated?
I think it's R. It's probably gotta be R. You know, there's dicks in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 of them.
That's fucking hilarious. How do you know this?
Because of podcasts.
Oh, all right.
So apparently, like there's like some raid on a campground, and a dude like wakes up and stands up, and he's like Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Shirt on, no pants.
Right.
And he gets shot in the head.
That sucks.
So it's just like
talk about a way to go.
A quick swing, and then he drops.
Done.
And then the character Weasel, who's like a non-human character, also apparently has a dick hanging out.
All right.
He's like an animal creature thing.
Okay, so kind of like Dr. Manhattan in The Watchmen.
Kind of, except
everywhere he goes.
He's a weird, wacky-looking weasel dude.
Furry. Just say furry.
You'll see it eventually. And then there's like a polka dot villain that's like apparently it was real in the comics, but it's just so dumb.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that movie.
I hope I enjoy it too. Hopefully it's better than the first one. Because the first one was just too much.
Heard that.
Like he tried it. It's like, yeah, and it's not even like Guardians 2 where they had a whole lot, but they wrap it up at the end, which I enjoyed. Plus, I'm also a sucker for dad stories.
Okay.
So, but
yeah, dude.
It's too much. They had so much cool shit, and they just couldn't make it work.
Yeah, I didn't like Guardians 2 at all. I thought it was like the first one was like original and hip and nice and cool, and then the second one was just like let's just follow the formula instead of like telling a good story, you know.
I think it told a good story. It just took Like, I hated it till about, like, the midpoint to where everything started to come together.
It's Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, in the new Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, and also because I was watching the trailers, I saw videos on YouTube pop up for the Birds of Prey where they're criticizing the male gaze, and all these feminists loved Birds of Prey.
That movie was trash.
Was it? I never seen it.
It was garbage. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, the way that the characters found each other and decided to, like, work together to screw over the gay bad guy that's played by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, it was just done. Like, it was just poorly written. And they made Margot Robbie, who's a fucking dime. She's gorgeous. She's a supermodel. They made her look fucking hideous. Like, I didn't understand that. Like, why would you do that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. But, I mean, I guess I could see where it comes from, like, the woke, like, let's appeal to the people that live in New York and L.A.
Yeah.
Because they had, like, the techie girl and the butch girl and the... what is it? Alternative girl and Harley Quinn. Like, it was just dumb, dude.
Yeah.
It was dumb. I mean, it was like they put all the characters together and it didn't deliver.
Didn't deliver.
No.
Bummer.
Yeah.
So, you see Wonder Woman?
No.
No.
Nah. Why would I watch that?
I don't know. I heard it's decent or
Heard
good.
that.
So I'm just like trying to think of like good female-fronted movies.
Alien.
Yeah, Alien 2, Terminator 2.
Terminator. It's another one. Good. Resident Evil. You didn't like Resident Evil?
I don't know, man. I don't really remember it.
Heard that.
You know, other stuff. But I don't know. It's weird trying to insert, like, they want to insert these female characters into these masculine
roles.
You know, storylines. Like, the hero's journey is typically...
Beauty and the Beast?
Masculine. Not a heroic journey.
Oh no, the heroic journey. Yeah. What you're saying is a masculine journey.
Yeah, where you go out into the world, or you go out into the unknown, and you have to seek the elixir, and you have to seize the sword. You have to overcome the obstacles
and become a better person,
and then bring it back to the village. You know, for the better of society.
Yeah, but like Rey, she already knows how to use the Force, and she's better at a lightsaber than a Sith Lord the first time she uses it, and she can convince people. She already knows, never having seen somebody use Force persuade, she can Force persuade people. Yeah, she just came out badass.
Right.
Because she's better than men. Right.
You are better. Keep doing what you're doing, ladies, and I'll be happy when I'm dead.
Right.
The whole fall of civilization.
No, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. At least we're at the top of the parabola, you know.
Well, before.
Yeah. It's like you're at the top of the roller coaster, and you just like click, 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 click.
Might as well have as much fun on the way down.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I think we're at a good point.
All right.
53 minutes in.
Oh, dude, that was fun.
Hell yeah. It's a real good time dragging the waters.
Yeah. It's great to be back, guys.
Great to be back. So we're not dead. We're doing this intermittently whenever we need a break from Machiavelli Monkeys, which you can find on www.machiavellimonkeys.com.
Yes, sir. And we're on everything. We're on Spotify and
the major podcast websites. You'll find us there. You'll find us on YouTube. Of course, you can find Drag the Waters on YouTube as well. And
exclusive.
Come hang out with us. Yeah. So it's been a good time, been a good night. I've been Aaron James, Anarcho Sorcerer.
Here's Lurker Mario. Follow me on Twitter at Lurker Mario.
Hell yeah, guys. Y'all take care.
Cheers.